In this video, I'll show you how to crochet a star. We'll be using DK weight yarn and 2 hook sizes F and G. And then for the border, we'll be using sport weight yarn with a F size hook. To begin the star, make a magic ring, chain 1, and single crochet 5. Then, being careful not to twist your stitches, tighten the ring. Go ahead and do increases in each stitch around for a total of 10 stitches. Go ahead and secure the magic ring's tail in a couple of spots like I'm doing here. And I'll talk you through how to do that in a couple more stitches. So go into the stitch, yarn over with both the tail and the working yarn, drop the tail, and finish out the stitch. Once you have your 10 stitches, place a marker in a contrasting color of yarn. Then begin with a single crochet in one stitch and then an increase. Repeat that, single crochet in one stitch and an increase. Do that all the way around, and you should end with an increase in the stitch right before your marker. Flip your marker, and then for round 3, do 1 single crochet in each of the next 2 stitches and then an increase. Repeat that around, again ending with an increase in the stitch right before your marker. At the end of each round, flip your marker. For round 4, you'll do 1 single crochet in each of the next 3 stitches and then an increase. Repeat that around. Round 5 is 1 single crochet in each of the next 4 stitches and then an increase. Round 6 will be 1 single crochet in each of the next 5 stitches and then an increase. Pretty sure you can see the repeat here of increasing a stitch each round and then an increase. You'll be doing that until you have a total of 10 stitches with an increase, and that will be round 11. Okay, this is your last round. Once you finish it, you should have 60 stitches total, and you will have a hexagon looking shape. Go ahead and remove your F hook and replace it with a G size hook. And now I have a little surprise for you. Go ahead and go into the next single crochet and pull up a loop, leaving it on the hook. Continue to do that 12 times. When you're finished, you will have 13 loops on your hook. Now go ahead and yarn over and pull through one of those loops. Then yarn over and pull through 2 loops. Continue yarning over and pulling through 2 loops until you have just the 1 loop on your hook. The surprise is you're doing Tunisian crochet. For Tunisian crochet, it takes 2 passes to complete 1 full row. So for row 1A, you'll be learning the Tunisian simple stitch. You'll see all these horizontal bars. You're going to go into them and pull up a loop as you did in the single crochets, leaving the loops on your hook. Again, when you get to the end, you will have 13 loops on your hook. The last loop to pull up is a little bit tricky because you want to get behind not only the horizontal bar, but the little strand behind it. So you'll actually be pulling through 2 strands on this one. That is 12 simple stitches completed. You'll have 13 loops on your hook. For the close in 1B, you're going to yarn over and pull through 2 loops right away. That's considered a decrease on the left side. Then continue with what's called a normal close of yarning over and pulling through 2 loops until you get to 3 loops left on your hook. Yarn over and pull through all 3 for a right side decrease. For row 2A, you're going to skip that decrease horizontal bar and do a Tunisian simple stitch in the next 10 stitches. When you get to the other end though, you're not going to go into those 2 strands at the end, you're just going to go in that last decrease horizontal bar. Continue by pulling through 2 for a decrease on the left, 2 for a normal close, and 3 at the other side for a right side decrease. Row 3A, skip the right-sided decrease and pull up 8 simple stitch. For part B, yarn over and pull through 2 for a decrease. Continue pulling through 2 until you have the 3 and decrease on the right. Row 4A, skip the decrease, pull up 6 Tunisian simple stitch. Decrease for row B by pulling through 2 until you get to the 3 on the right. Pull through all 3. Row 5A, skip the decrease and pull up 4 loops. Row 5B, left decrease, close, and then right decrease. Row 6A, skip the decrease and pull up 2, yarn over and pull through all 3 of those. Now you're going to chain 1 and you're going to slip stitch in the stitch top on the right side. I'll show you that again. Chain 1, slip stitch in the front loop only of that stitch top on the right side, pull through the loop. Now you're going to continue down finding the horizontal bars. Make sure to grab that first one there. It's kind of a hard one to see. And you're going to pull through, find the next horizontal bar at the row end and slip stitch down to the first row. When you get to that first row, remember we went through 2 strands there, so you will do that again. Now you're ready to start the next star point. Go ahead and begin with pulling up those 12 loops on your hook to start with. And complete the pattern as you did for the first one. Once you have 5 star points, you're going to slip stitch in the first stitch of the first star point. Chain 1 and fasten off. Next is a border around the star. Go ahead and grab 2 strands and tie a slip knot. I'm going to show you 2 ways to connect to your project. We're going to do a single crochet around the star, so you can either pull the slip knot through, chain 1, and then begin, or you can do what's called a standing single crochet. You'd put the loop on your hook first, go into a stitch top, pull through both the tail and the working yarn, then drop the tail, yarn over, and pull through both loops. And that's considered a single crochet. Go ahead and single crochet in each stitch up to the point. When you get to the point, you're going to do a single crochet, chain 1, and then a single crochet. Continue to do 1 single crochet in each stitch top until you get to the stitch between the points. At that stitch between the points, go ahead and skip that middle stitch. So single crochet, skip 1, and then single crochet. You may notice in Tunisian crochet that your right-sided stitches on your point are a little bit looser than your left-sided. If you're finding when you single crochet it leaves a big gap, it's okay to grab the 1 loop right behind the stitch top. So you'll have 3 strands on your hook and then finish out the single crochet. Doing so should fill that gap a little bit better and make your stitches look more even. Here's an example of using that 3rd strand in those single crochets and not using them. It's not a huge difference, but I just thought I'd show you a little trick that I use in making things look more finished. And once you've gotten all the way around, go ahead and slip stitch and then chain 1. And now we're going to do the reverse single crochet all the way around. Start by going in the stitch to the right, go through, grab your working yarn, pull through your stitch top, 2 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through 2. For doing the crab stitch, it's not necessary to increase at the corners or decrease between the points. It's a long enough stitch that it smoothly goes around the edges. To fasten off the crab stitch, I go ahead and do a chain 1 after the last stitch. Cut the strands and pull them all the way through. Then I go ahead and go into the beginning stitch and pull that tail all the way through. It leaves a pretty seamless appearance. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.